Alright, hey guys, Logster99 here, coming at you with another video, and today, I'm sorry for the late video by the way, but I am bringing you my Royal Rumble live review. I did go to this live event, and in my opinion, it was awesome. A lot of people are unhappy with the pay-per-view, but I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was the best wrestling event I've been to. And I can't wait for SmackDown June 24th, I think, is when they're coming back to Pittsburgh. But, let's just get started with the show. I went with, Devin KO Eagle 13, and my, cousin and uncle, and my dad, of course. And they started off the show with the pre-show. It was the Tag Team Championship match between the Rhodes Brothers and, the New Age Outlaws. I thought this was a really good match, and I was absolutely shocked that the New Age Outlaws won. I thought the Rhodes Brothers would pull out the victory here. And, you know, it was an entertaining match. Cody hitting the double missile dropkick was pretty cool. The pump handle slam reversal into the crossroads was awesome. Goldust Sunset Flip was pretty cool. And just overall was a pretty good match, and the New Age Outlaws ended up pulling up the victory after a blind tag from Billy into the Fameasser, which was it was a great finish and a great match, and that was not the last that we would see of both teams throughout the night. And then they started the pay-per-view off with Daniel Bryan, the most over wrestler in WWE right now, and he took on Bray Wyatt, the feud that has been igniting week after week after Bryan turned on the Wyatt family in the steel cage. And this match was really, really awesome. I enjoyed this match so much. I think it's been match of the year so far. And it was just, well, I wouldn't say match of the year. Probably second best, because I thought the Royal Rumble was better in my opinion. But I'll get to that later. And Bryan versus Bray, it was just really, really good. Bryan, had this aggression, and after every single move, the crowd chanted yes. And then Bray he just dominated Bryan in this match. He looked like a beast. He slammed Bryan on the apron. The tornado DDT spot was awesome. Bryan kept going off the top rope, missile dropkick, high cross body, because Harper and Rowan got ejected after they tried to interfere. So that just left Bryan and Bray to go one-on-one, and they really worked a great match in this one. I enjoyed it, the crowd enjoyed it, and Bryan was going for a suicide dive outside the ring. Bray caught him midair, Sister Abigail into the barricade, taking Bryan out, and then he threw him back in the ring. Another Sister Abigail. Bray picks up the win against Daniel Bryan. And like I said, it was a great match, second best of the year in my opinion. And then the next match was pretty disappointing in my opinion. It was Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. This segment, I felt like I was watching something from Raw. It was not pay-per-view quality. I expected the match to go on a little bit longer. I would have been completely acceptable if Brock won in a longer match and then he still beat down Big Show. I didn't understand why they couldn't go a little bit longer, but I guess it's just to build up Brock Lesnar, to make him seem like this beast, to either get his championship match in the Elimination Chamber, or to face Undertaker at WrestleMania, which would be an epic match. So, Brock Lesnar, before the match even starts, he goes on the attack against Big Show with the steel chair, and the match finally starts, and Brock is going to hit Big Show with the chair again. Knockout punch from Big Show, knocking Lesnar down. Big Show dominated for a minute, just throwing Lesnar around, and then he went for another knockout punch. Lesnar countered it into the F5, big F5, throwing Big Show off his shoulders, in the 1, 2, 3. And then Lesnar would go on to attack Big Show even more with like a total of like, I'm not sure, like 12, 14, 15 chair shots. He broke like 3 steel chairs over Big Show, which was pretty awesome. But yeah, I thought the match was a little bit disappointing. And then the next match, which I actually thought this was going to be the main event, but I was glad it wasn't. Randy Orton versus John Cena. And first off, let me say that the crowd hated this match. They were chanting every single thing that came to their mind instead of actually paying attention to the match. And, you know, I think that was okay because the match wasn't that great. Well, it was good, but it wasn't that great until, like, the last half of the match, I would say. And the crowd with, like, the wave and all the chants, it made it fun until the match started getting interesting. Like, they were just doing headlocks and stuff at the beginning of the match, and, like, it was pointless. So then the crowd started chanting, it made it fun, and then the match started getting interesting. Orton stole the Attitude Adjustment and the STF. Cena did the RKO. And Cena, he locked in the STF. Well, first he went for the Attitude Adjustment, but Orton held on to the ropes. He kicked down the ref by accident, or on purpose, I'm not sure. And then Cena got him in the STF. Orton taps out, even though the ref is knocked out. So then Cena goes to check on the ref. Orton hits him with the belt, and then that's when the match started getting interesting. And Cena got him in the STF, and this is the end of the match. Cena got him in the STF. Orton tried getting it to the rope. Cena pulled back, and then the Wyatt family comes out, distracts Cena. Orton pulls an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Orton retains, and it looks like we have a Wyatt family versus Cena feud coming up, which I think is going to be awesome. I just don't want Cena to bury the Wyatt family. But, you know, the Wyatt family, they completely dominated this pay-per-view. I mean, Bray went against Bryan. They basically decided the fate of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. And Harper and Rowan did a great job in the Rumble, which I'll get to later. So that was that match. Like I said, I thought it was good. And that was that. So now we're gonna get on with the Royal Rumble match. CM Punk came out first, and I was super excited for this match because this was my first ever Royal Rumble attended live, and first pay-per-view, for that matter. And so Punk came out first. He was actually my prediction for winning it. I thought he would win it, but no. I'll get to that later. And then Seth Rollins comes out number 2. Both men lasted pretty long in the match. And, you know, it was just awesome in my opinion. Like, the chemistry between these two is great. And they've put on some great matches in the past. And they started off the Rumble with some high energy. And then Sandow came out, and, you know, it was just your typical Rumble. And then Punk hits the neckbreaker and the DDT combo. And then Cody Rhodes came out. He had a little clash with Sandow from their feud from SummerSlam. They kind of acknowledged that. And then Sandow was eliminated by Punk after Punk threw him over the top rope. So that was Sandow. Sandow was gone. And then Kane came out as number 5. I was actually surprised to see Kane in his dress pants and his dress shoes, and he took off his shirt and he hit a big boot on Cody, and then he went to throw out Punk, but Punk eliminated Kane. And then next came out Alexander Rusev. I was so excited to see him because I really enjoyed his NXT work, and he completely dominated the Rumble. He surely made a statement tonight that he's going to be a beast. Like, he was taking out men, He had a like Samoan drop on Punk. It was just awesome. So Rusev stayed in there for a while. Swagger came out at number 7, and I was talking to Devin about this, and we both thought that the Real Americans like acted like faces tonight, but I'll get onto that more a little bit later too. But Swagger had a pretty impressive showing in this year's Rumble. His collision with Alexander Rusev was a pretty awesome Royal Rumble moment as well. And then Kofi Kingston came out as number 8. And I'm going to talk about his 2 spots now. I might as well. Basically just because... Actually, no, I'll get to his spots later. Kofi had a pretty impressive showing as well in this year's Rumble. He stayed in for a while, and he had his 2 spots, which I'll get to later. Number 9 was Jimmy Uso. He didn't really do anything in the Rumble. He hit like 1 super kick, and that was about it. And then Goldust came out at number 10, and I thought that they would have a Cody and, like, kind of like the Shield with Cody and Goldust of how they were going to eliminate one another, but I'll get to them later. So then Rusev was eliminated by, like, 4, 5, 6 people, and so he was eliminated, and then Kofi, like, was about to get eliminated, but then Rusev caught him, and he sets him up on the barricade, and he starts, like, kneeing him in the gut, and then they kick Rusev out. Kofi gets up on the barricade, runs across the barricade, and jumps about, like, 7 to 8 feet to the apron, which was awesome. And he gets back in the ring, and that wasn't the only spot that we saw from Kofi. Then Dean Ambrose came out at number 11, and he kind of sweeped house at one point. Then Ziggler came out number 12. Ziggler got a huge pop, and he came in on fire. He hit the missile dropkick, and then he just started hammering away on people. Ziggler was awesome in this match. And then R-Truth came out number 13. He basically did nothing. R-Truth just, like, he got eliminated really quick by Ambrose, I think it was. Ambrose just tossed him over the rope, and then Jimmy Uso got eliminated, like, right after that as well, from what I remember. And this is where Kofi did his little spot again. Kofi, like, held on to the ropes with just his feet, and he was hanging there, and then Swagger tried, like, kicking him off. So he takes Swagger's boot off and hits him with it in order to save himself. It was just a cool spot again. And then Kevin Nash came out as number 14 in what I thought was an awesome surprise entrant. However, I still wish there was more. I'll get to those later on. And Nash, he eliminated Swagger right away, and then he kind of went for the Shield. Roman Reigns, not Roman Reigns, Ambrose and Rollins, he went for them. And then Roman Reigns came out as number 15. And his entrance, like, he first eliminated Kofi, then he hit a huge spear on Ziggler, and then he threw Ziggler out of the ring, and then he rose Nash out of the ring. That's 3 eliminations. And he would end up breaking the record with 12 eliminations. We'll get to his other ones later as well. And then Khali was number 16. He was basically quickly eliminated by the Shield. So it was just Punk and the Rhodes Brothers against the Shield. And then Cody was like hanging up on the apron, and then Goldust accidentally eliminated Cody, and then the Shield eliminated Goldust. So the Rhodes Brothers, you know, they're starting to have some tension now. And then another surprise entrant came. It was the return of Sheamus, and Sheamus was... I really enjoyed his return because after such a long absence, I started to miss Sheamus, and I think that it's interesting to see him again, and I like Sheamus, and it's nice to see him change things up a little bit. So Sheamus did really good in this match, and then Miz came out number 18. He actually lasted surprisingly a while. Then Fandango came out at 19. You know, Fandango, he was pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. And then El Torito came out as number 20. He eliminated Fandango, and he kind of like clashed with CM Punk. And then Reigns threw out El Torito. Antonio Cesaro came out, and Cesaro was awesome. I really enjoyed Cesaro. So Cesaro comes in, and he gets Miz in the Cesaro swing, swings him around, and then Punk drop kicks Miz as Cesaro's doing the Cesaro swing. That was awesome. And then he got Rollins for like 28 like rotations around, and that was awesome as well. Then Luke Harper came out number 22. He didn't really do that much. Jey Uso came out number 23. And then JBL was number 24. And in my opinion, this was a wasted spot, because he just got eliminated by Roman Reigns, like, instantly, and it was just stupid. And then Eric Rowan came out as number 25. He eliminated The Miz real quickly. And then Jey Uso got eliminated real quick, too. Then Ryback came out as number 26. He didn't really do that much either, but we'll get to when he was eliminated. And then the Shields and the Wyatts started brawling for a bit. That was awesome. Del Rio came out, lucky number 27. He actually didn't do that much, and he didn't last that long, too. Batista was number 28. He eliminated Eric Rowan, like, right away. And then he eliminated Ryback and then Del Rio after countering the cross arm breaker and just throwing him over the top rope. Big E Langston was number 29. The final man in the Royal Rumble match was Rey Mysterio. And Rey, I felt so bad for Rey. And this is where the crowd started to anger me. But this is my personal opinion. I don't think that... Sure, I wanted to see Daniel Bryan, but I'm not going to boo the whole rest of the Rumble match because Bryan wasn't in it. And Rey Mysterio, like, quickly got eliminated, and he was just getting booed and booed and booed. Big E Langston was eliminated by Sheamus, and then Mysterio was eliminated by Rollins. And then they just booed the rest of the match. Like... Luke Harper was eliminated by Roman Reigns, and then Reigns was almost eliminated by Ambrose, and then, like, they, like, oh crap, he saw us, so then they go to eliminate Cesaro. Reigns eliminates all three of them at once, and then Kane comes from under the ring, eliminates Punk, and then, like, choke slams him, through the announcer table, the Spanish one. And so it was down to Sheamus, Batista, and Roman Reigns, and they just booed this whole time. Like, well, they cheered for Roman Reigns because that's who they wanted to win now. So Roman Reigns eliminates Sheamus, and then Batista tried to eliminate him real quick. He just saved himself, and then, you know, Batista took him out with a clothesline, and then they, like, exchanged spears on each other, and then Batista, well, Reigns, after Reigns hit his spear, he tried eliminating Batista, but Batista countered it and eliminated Reigns to win the Rumble match, and then the crowd just booed Batista out of the building, which I didn't think was right. I understand that everyone is upset about Batista winning because he just came back. I think it's okay for WrestleMania 30. I would have rather preferred to see someone else, but I still think that, you know, it's not like we can change it. And they can make an interesting storyline after this. So like I said, I really enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I don't know what you guys thought about it. Leave a comment down below and leave a like if you enjoyed my review. Like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!